I don't know. It feels a little over orchestrated in that sense.
Yeah. And I just think it's weird because she just throws in like these bizarre pivot chords that just happen. It's like, okay.
For the sake of.
Right. GC, 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 E7 sharp 9, because we're going back to the verse, which is A minor. So the E7 does go to the A minor.
Some dork over there is penciling all this stuff down. They got it.
Right.
But, man.
Yeah. It's weird, especially when we're doing that.
This is where Epic Records is allowed to be like, yo, we're supposed to try and get this on the radio.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
Happy to be with you. It is Thursday,
Yeah.
April 16th, if I'm reading screens correctly, which I think I do pretty well at, like 65%.
Yep.
Maybe
At least.
soundy.
Yeah.
Nice to get down on this beautiful spring evening in the fine state of Maryland. Daniel and I had a fantastic experience on Monday evening.
That's true. We did.
We scooted down on the train to Washington, D.C. and snaw.
We did snaw them.
We saw the band Snarky Puppy at the Warner Theater, and they absolutely killed it.
Have we ever mentioned Snarky Puppy on this podcast?
Yeah, I actually feel like we've been slacking.
We have.
Or snacking, if one would, on that. They are such a fantastic act, and it's always good to see them. They put on a heck of a show. They played their entire new album, and kind of left us all with our jaws on the floor.
Yeah. Given the fact that new album, Saw Me, is Snarky Puppy with the Metropolitan Orchestra. So there's like a 70-person orchestra that's accompanying them, and they had it down to
10 people.
10 people, yeah.
And they were like, they even said it 2 or 3 songs in. They're like, so here's what we're doing.
Yep.
If you're waiting around for, our well-known songs, you ain't going to hear them tonight. We're just going to play this, and you get to watch us try and cover as much ground as we can.
Yep.
And
They did quite well.
I was smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
Fantastic time had by all.
Yeah.
Well, we have an extraordinary
Yes.
album today, one may say.
One might say that, yes.
And it is Fiona Apple's 2005 release, Extraordinary Machine.
That's correct. This album comes in at number 444
Fo.
on Rolling Stone Magazine's 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list.
Yeah, and it runs just over 50 minutes, 12 songs long. And, this is, Fiona Apple, she cut her teeth kind of ripping up the pop music scene in the 90s on her hit song Criminal.
Yeah, and that one was a bit of a banger, that first album.
Dude, do you remember the music video?
Yeah.
I see why.
Yeah. Well, but also it had Shadowboxer and Sleep to Dream. It won a Grammy for best female rock vocal performance.
Awesome.
On Criminal. So it was a good album. Good
it was a moment, and there was something that was very, I don't know, promiscuous and dark about it that kind of breached. Because if I remember myself correctly, there was a lot of kind of like bubblegummy, show me love type music, and so she was able to kind of find herself, her layer, her vein, if you will. Yeah,
and she offered an alternative, if you will, to Alanis Morissette, who was also pretty big at the time.
Yeah.
So we have a couple women like rockers.
Indeed. Alanis Morissette was like more angry. Fiona was more like cynical.
Disdainful.
There you go. Still is.
Yeah.
Knock, knock. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Seen them both live, by the way. And both have fantastic shows. Similar in their performance at times, but also quite different.
Yeah.
Alanis's catalog speaks for itself. Fiona's, though, I feel like may have gotten some rebirth here.
That's a fact, Jack. So Fiona started out, a baby as Fiona Apple McAfee Maggart, born September 13th, 1977 in New York City.
New York City.
And she was raised between New York and L.A. She comes from a performance family. Her father was an actor. Her mother was a singer and actress.
There's your hyphenated last name.
Yep.
They need to keep their stage names.
She was classically trained on piano at a young age and began writing songs as a teenager.
Okay. I never stopped writing songs in the mindset of a teenager.
In many cases, yes. So she experienced a sexual assault at the age of 12, which definitely influenced her early writing, even though, and we can talk about it now, I suppose, even though she said she never wrote about that topic, but it was definitely part of her lack of trust and all of that.
She speaks pretty openly about it. I've watched her like shadow box men while crying on stage.
Yeah.
Like she's got a certain degree of hurt there.
Yeah.
And, when you see her deal with it, or, you look at an interview with her, it's compelling. It's the kind of stuff art's fueled off of, for sure.
It is. Now, that wasn't always the case, because she stated in a 2000 interview that despite speculation from journalists, she did not write songs about the trauma. It doesn't make it into the writing. And she used the term, it's boring pain, on the interview. And then she expressed regret later on, saying that young girls were listening, and I said it's boring pain. And, well, her quote is, "Fuck, man, I'm so pissed at myself because, there are girls who are dealing with this, and just because I might have dealt with it in a certain way doesn't mean I should minimize the pain." So I think that sort of cavalier, like, let's not talk about this in that time, probably influenced her to go the other direction.
Yeah. I mean, great reflection on her behalf. And, and you don't get to just simply write that out of your own history. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But no, you don't ever hear specifically about that. However, you can't help but miss every song is relationship driven. I mean, all she does in anything I've ever heard her write about seems to be heavily, directed towards almost always a male counterpart.
Yep. So we talked about Alanis Morissette. Also, Tori Amos was in
the Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, and except she's a little bit jazzier, a little bit more idiosyncratic.
She had like a jazz and a folksy, not with like traditional folk roots, but like that's where the box you could throw her in. Because frankly, there weren't as many boxes back then.
There weren't. Yeah, and she claims to be influenced by Billie Holiday and Nina Simone.
I'd say
that makes
sense.
I'll buy it. And she was kind of seen as an anti-pop star because of some of her attitude.
Sure.
And I have feelings about, or recollections, I should say, about how I remember her back in the day. I'm like, well, let's see if I remembered her correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went back and watched a couple of interviews, and she had a few things that sort of spoke to it. Because she was called introverted, and she goes, "I'm not introverted." She goes, "I don't say anything unless I have something to say."
There you go.
And that
can feel biting though on a TV interview. Roll your eyes back a little bit. She kind of had that. It's like Lana Del Rey stole some character from this girl.
Yep. Yeah. And so it's like, then don't go on the interview if you don't have anything to say. That's why I always said that drives me crazy. I'm not picking on her per se, but when artists who are famous and are pissed off about being famous, then pull like a Harrison Ford and only go out when you need to go out.
Yeah. The ones I feel for are the sports stars who have to do it by contract, and they have to sit there after a loss and talk to the reporters, and you see them just seething.
and how many things are you going to say when you lose? Like, oh yeah, they just play better than us, or we gotta get our special teams into this, or like, there's only so many things you're going to say.
Precisely.
It's the same. There's only like 4 reasons why you didn't win.
I love Marshawn Lynch for this reason
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Would find ways to spice those things up so wonderfully.
Yeah. She gained some notoriety with her attitude in 1997 at the MTV VMA speech, criticizing the music industry as bullshit.
Good for her.
She did that. I'm not sure if she gained more notoriety for that than Eddie Vedder when he got the Grammy, he's like, this doesn't mean anything. I don't know what this means.
I mean, Fiona is the voice for females in this point.
Right.
When it was a male-dominated category.
So she probably got more crap for it.
I feel like she got more crap, but probably it was like the shot was heard a little louder. Also, she was in the bathtub in the video, and people cared.
Yeah,
like
they
people
did.
cared.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like pervy. I'm just trying to like feel like that video set the course for a lot of permissive stuff.
Yep.
Like it was brave.
Yeah, back then. Now it's just
It was like that and the Chris Isaac video were like the ones where
Right.
people were like, I need to change my pants.
right. Not everyone had the internet back then, you know.
Precisely. No one did. I mean,
Yeah.
it was bullshit dial-up back when this hit. And
was.
so to be able to catch that, you could hear that brung and the chord and the weird organ.
Yeah.
I've been a bad, bad girl. And you know what you're getting into. You're just like, oh my God, this song is so... It was risque.
It was. Yep.
Even in a time that felt like it was almost lawless in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can like tell certain jokes back then, like some of the Seinfeld shit, like you can never say now.
Right.
But also we say things now you could never say back then.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's kind of changed. That song, that was a really big, like the whole song package, her image, the video, the song were so, I don't know. It came in really strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So this album was kind of interesting because the initial recording sessions were produced by Jon Brion, who's known for his work with Amy Mann and later with Kanye West. It was recorded between 2002 and 2003.
Okay.
This album came out in 2005.
Yes.
And his initial version emphasized a lot more of the orchestral stuff and experimental arrangements. Epic, the recording label, they didn't like it.
Really?
And so
They patted it down?
They patted it down. She had to she basically re-recorded much of the album with Dr. Dre's producer, Mike. Wow. Mike Elizondo.
Okay.
And the final versions are a little bit more stripped down. You can hear the original album. It was leaked.
I'd love to hear that.
And it's different. It's
'Cause
definitely
I feel like there's a lot of blossoming ideas that don't quite get there.
yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of these repeated themes, some of these more jarring, kind of dissonant piano chords, they kind of sit in space for a while, and you're waiting for something to kind of blossom around them. Yeah, someone had some short-sighted or short-eared like path there, because there's a lot of great orchestral ideas here, and I feel like they were never hashed out hard enough.
Or at least brought to the forefront.
Or just simply played on MIDI.
Right. So the leak of the album, the Jon Brion album version, got out there, and it started the Free Fiona campaign, because basically that was leaked, and then it took a couple years.
That's kind of cool. I didn't even know the Free Fiona was a campaign.
Free Fiona, yeah. And later she publicly expressed her mixed feelings about the label's interference and how much artistic creativity she was allowed to express here. And so there are really 2 versions of the album, one officially released, and I listened to a bunch of the tracks from the unreleased version.
I would listen to that.
Yeah.
I'd actually really like to listen to that.
Yeah. Yep. I found them on YouTube. I didn't find them on streaming services. I didn't look that hard.
I don't expect it on a mainstream streaming, but like to get it in decent audio on YouTube would be good enough for me.
Yep. This album debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Top 200.
Pretty damn good.
Pretty good success, not compared to Tidal, because this is sort of a reimagining, I would say, for her. And even thematically, even though you talked about most of these songs about relationships, there's an attitude shift from my recollection of most of her earlier stuff. It's not quite as acerbic in many cases. Yeah.
But that's an SAT word.
It is an SAT word. Saturday afternoon test. This had no major hits, but Oh Sailor and Not About Love did receive airplay.
Yeah.
And it basically got positive reviews and has gotten more positive reviews, posthumously.
Yeah.
And let's see, anything else? So, yeah, this is really a midpoint in her career that, marks sort of this midpoint between When the Pawn, which is her previous album. This is her third album. And The Idler Wheel in 2012. And
she really takes time in between these things.
Well, and she does say that it was an interview with Conan O'Brien I watched her on, and she's like, yeah, she goes, I have a pretty good life. I like doing the stuff I'm going to do, and so I'm not going to work unless I have something to work for. And she goes, and have material she's not going to write.
Based.
Yeah.
I'm in. Fiona, can we be friends?
Yeah, it's pretty great. So, yeah, I think that's about all we should talk about. We can get into some of the other stuff.
That's a pretty good structure.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's grab a quick break, and we'll jump into the first half of this album. It's okay. Close your eyes now. The night is quiet. The stars are watching over you. Drift off. Dream sweet dreams. Everything is peaceful. Everything is safe. Let me show you this new album. We the best babies! Father Fellatio Flores back at it again. This time coming with the premiere infant identity art piece of the century.
What's that?
Introducing Nap Time Nightmares. Sick ass songs coming at you like Titty Time, Mommy's New Shoulder Juice, and of course, Wipe My Ass and Smile. Man, you know you can't be putting a baby to bed without showing them this kind of respect every goddamn day. All you gotta do, put the baby on something soft, little Henny on the gums, and they gonna be down for the night. You know what I'm saying? Baby songs. That's what we do now. So tell me, Dan, what do you know about 6-7?
I know nothing about 6-7.
You don't know it's a thing?
I do know it's a thing.
I don't know anything about it either, except for the fact that my wife is a high school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I no longer teach anybody in that age group out of my studio. It's only adults at this point.
Yeah.
What I do know is that the kids like to yell it. My question to you is, why is the hand motion involved? Are you familiar with the hand motion that goes with
the
it?
The warbly hand motion thing?
No, it looks like this. 6-7.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that warbly.
Well, kind of.
It looks fondly. It's not fondly.
It is.
Fondly.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with it.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything.
I know. But whenever
it's just describing nonsense.
Whenever I hear it, that's one thing. But to put the hands with it, I don't know why it upsets me. Am I just old?
Yeah.
Old man
it's
yelling at the sky.
It's supposed to elicit that feeling. That's why it's best to say I know nothing about it and just move on.
Trolling
just
old people.
Walk away. It's just they don't understand that they could just add 2 to it and have a much better number.
Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, it's a 12-song album, so it's easy break for us, 6-6. Song starts off on the title track, Extraordinary Machine.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention, this album was recorded in a couple locations, but Abbey Road being one of the major locations, which is important when you get to this orchestral track that we're opening up with.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the orchestral arrangement in this is fantastic. And on the original track, it's a little bit more open than the production on this.
Yeah, this one's tighter. It's a little more pizzicato and kind of delicate. She kind of dances around it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's nice about it is I love the way there's a marimba playing along with the pizzicato strings, and it's like perfect.
Yeah, it's when you want to meet percussion and tonality.
Yeah.
Marimba to me feels like the most acoustic because wood.
Yep. Yep.
Versus a metal tine, or chime.
Yeah.
I don't know what the proper thing is. You went to music school.
Vibraphone.
Well, no, I'm not saying you have vibraphone, glockenspiel, xylophone. They all have metal tines.
Yeah.
Having a marimba though, where you have a tuned piece of wood, feels just so much more wholesome, raw.
It's nice.
No, it's a fantastic song. She's doing some fun kind of like vocal acrobatic stuff here. Kind of just dancing around the beat. She's shaping her words really nicely. Mm-hmm. She's an alto, right? Like,
yeah.
And you don't hear a ton of female altos. You just don't hear a ton of altos singing anything. It feels
I
like
have so
anymore.
much love for altos. I love that female range. It's
so
fantastic.
cool. It's so cool. And for those who aren't hip to what that means is, generally on the lower spectrum of female vocals, that's where you find your alto. Mm-hmm. Then you go up to, sopranos and
mezzo sopranos.
Sopranos.
Yep.
And it's the higher singers. She doesn't have a high note really in her. She's not going to do the flourishes that other pop stars get famous on, like the Christina Aguilera runs.
Right.
She kind of spends most of her time kind of in this lower register, almost to the point where it gets talky. And I think that makes for a really strong storyteller.
Yeah. I agree. And it's amazing how deep her voice is given. She's such a small individual.
Yeah, she's
not
a big person.
5'1". Yeah,
and like 97 pounds wet type thing. Like, she's not a lot of human in there. So to push that much air in such a small frame is pretty impressive.
And she has has such good control over her instrument, right? Like she has great pitch, phenomenal pitch, and a vibrato that's almost like Grace Slicky if she wants to be, with that tremolo.
Sure, just an octave lower.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the other thing she has is like killer enunciation. Mm-hmm. You can hear every word she says. Like it's kind of a chore to listen, in the sense that you can't just melt into her words. She doesn't make it that easy for you. You can really like follow with her, but it's very delightful to listen to.
Yeah. And she often has a lot of content.
Oh yeah.
Not so much in this song. This song is pretty catchy. This is a perfect opener because it's almost like a show tune opener.
Yeah. The whole album has show tune qualities.
Yeah.
It's whimsy.
Yeah.
Is kind of like what I get off of it.
Yeah. And this is a pretty delightful tune from the perspective of like the attitude.
If you look at her body of work,
yes.
This is very optimistic. I'm an extraordinary machine.
Yep.
And she's effectively saying, I'm strong enough to get through this.
Yeah, she's quoting Conan O'Brien again for saying, throw what you got at me and maybe I can turn it into something good.
Great. I think it's one of the best songs on the album. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad. It's so funny. I look at the songs that artists name their album after, and then you listen to the song. I feel like, at least in our experience with this podcast, more often than not, I don't find the title tracks to be nearly the most compelling song on the album.
Right.
This one breaks that rule. I really like the title track. I'd put it in the top 3 in my personal opinion. I think it's incredibly original. It has just such a great approach. And I also think that where it sits in the album, being the opening song, really works for it. It sets the tone.
Yeah. And there's an intentionality to that because 1 and 12 were both intentionally placed as bookends.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Very intentional. Yep.
Give it a listen. It's delightful. And the listeners will agree on Spotify at least. It's almost 16 million listens. It is the most popular album or song on the album. Obviously, it's got the boosts of first song and title track on it. So it got some buffs there, but it pretty much scrubs everything else by a couple million listens, which is nice.
Yeah.
There's not much more I can say about it because there's so many orchestral elements and cool instrument choices
Yeah.
and timbre choices that you may as well just listen to it yourself.
Yeah, the woodwind arrangement is fantastic between the flutes, clarinets, bassoon, and maybe an English horn.
I heard an English horn.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's
It's not in the liner notes. That's why.
this is one of those things where if the larger orchestral version got cut, they obviously let this piece have its. Like someone went to bat for this one,
Yep.
which is nice.
And part of the difference between this version and the Jon Brion version is just the EQ and the way it was produced. Like the track isn't so different, but it's more, like I said, it's more open. There's an amount of closure on this, and production wise, in certain cases, there's some sterility in the production.
Agreed. This is like really clean to the point where like, all right, how hard did you scrub?
Yeah, it's almost like we talked about this with the Bonnie Raitt episode. With Bonnie Raitt being such a fantastic singer, I feel like the production holds her back. We're not getting everything we can get.
Yeah, don't airbrush my artist, y'all.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And it's so weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's not even surprising, unfortunately. And that's like jaded me. But it sucks that a label would walk in and you know, take that awesome layer off of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the industry.
Yeah.
All right. Song number 2.
Get him back.
My first note on this one is, man, she can be a hate machine when she wants to.
This is probably the most Hate Machine song on the album.
Probably.
Yeah.
Man, but what's the old hell hath no fury like a woman scorned?
But it's somewhat ambiguous. It's either reconciliation or revenge, which is kind of crazy. Like you could go either way thematically.
I took it that way first of all. I mean, what's the other direction? The plotting of such.
Yeah.
This is the first of many tunes. You're going to get what I'd like to think is kind of like a signature piano sound she likes to lean into, which are these dissonant chord relationships.
Yes.
And they're inverse.
Yep.
And so it's always like extreme dissonance that'll have like a flat 5 type of relationship into a harmonic minor type of feel.
Basically 2-chord chart, then we get the change to a flat 5 chord.
That's it.
Yeah.
And she does this throughout the album.
Yeah.
And they love to just cycle back and forth between these. And she's so good at singing these semitones against each other.
Yeah.
She's happy to live in like this permanent like it's not Locrian, but it flirts with it.
Yeah.
Field. She knows what she's doing. She's riling you up. She's getting you pissy, and she likes to just, you know, end a word with like a hard t, or like roll the R off real hard.
Yeah.
So she sounds like she's becoming combative and mean. Like, what a great theatrical storyteller.
I agree for the most part. And here's where I disagree with you on this is, again, I think the producers pulled her back. I would like to hear her be grittier.
Agreed. And, you know, this is what she was able to do. If you look back to Criminal, which is a song I'm very familiar with, you could hear her, especially when she rolls out of her second verse into her second chorus. Oh, help me. Right?
Yeah.
She could get a little raspy. Here, it's so clean.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've seen her perform, and she really shows her stuff there. I mean,
Yeah.
she'll skip whole verses and just punch the air. Like, so something like the studio tamped this, in my personal opinion. I'd like to think.
Yes. She does a lot with what she's doing, but I feel like they had some, like, a leash on her.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is drummer number 1 of 3 on this album.
Of whom is
Questlove.
the Questlove, well known from the Roots out of Philly. Also, if you care about watching the Roots, you've definitely seen him as Jimmy Kimmel's backing band.
Jimmy Fallon's.
Fallon.
Yeah.
Sorry, the less funny one's backing band.
Correct.
Questlove's also just legendary in the sense of having drummed on D'Angelo, Erykah Badu. I mean, a million wonderful people out of the OK Player realm. He's a fantastic DJ as well, friend of all musicians, biographer, producer of video and audio media. What a great dude!
Seemingly like just a great dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cares. My favorite stuff to read of his every year. he gets really, really, really hot on who the nominees for Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are.
Yeah.
Because I think he's part of, whatever. He's definitely part of the Grammy board. But
There's some weird choices this year.
he gets really, really into that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll and we'll either celebrate or be equally as mad on the other side.
Right.
Depending on the inductees. But yeah, really cool. And it's so funny. I didn't catch that until you told me right before the show. Mm-hmm. But now that I listened to it, we listened back to it. I was like, oh, that's the most Questlove ass beat ever.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And the other thing I like, there's these like reversed parts that are floating in the background, like guitar and.
Oh yeah. They're kind of passing this motif back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny part is the song never resolves.
No.
Even the B section, where you'd think you're going to get relief, I think they start on a major chord and jump right back into something that's equally as uncomfortable.
Yeah. And so with those reverse parts, the very intro, do you get any In the Meantime by Space Hog?
100%.
Okay.
Yep. Had that. Glad to get that in the show notes. Great song.
It's so good.
It ain't the bass line.
No, it's not. That's an awesome bass
It's
line.
kick-ass bass line. I mean, that makes the song.
Yeah.
I will say, great song.
Mm-hmm.
This one's chewy because it doesn't really get a big change out.
Right.
Where the bridge should hit, they don't take as much of a bump.
Yeah.
She stays in the same timbre and kind of the same intensity level the whole time, which is like a pissy 6.
Yep.
And just doesn't budge. And so it's a little chewy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and
after
that'd be my complaint for most of this album.
well, half the songs I'll go for. Yes. Mm-hmm. They have a way of getting stuck in this kind of grind set where the idea was cool for the first minute and it fails to evolve.
Yeah.
I'd like to think in the full orchestral release that was
Untamed, yeah.
we could grow.
Yeah.
And this, unfortunately, was what we were cut down to.
Yeah.
It's probably my cardinal concern of the album.
Yeah.
An album by the way, full disclosure, I don't know if I told the Mike this yet, but I listened to this album quite a bit in college. My girlfriend loved this album at the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, this thing was on permanent spin in the Ford Taurus that she drove.
Right.
As we drive from, the Eastern Shore to West Virginia, effectively.
Right.
I've ingested this album so many times, and I didn't listen to it for 20 years.
Right.
And I don't remember it being like mind melting back in the day, but I remember it being quite good. And as a young musician, being like really impressed with the drum and bass sounds and the arrangements. I loved her as a singer. And so to revisit it a little more analytically and a little more critically.
Yep.
Yeah, there you will find, if you're looking for some changes, some songs will give it to you.
Right.
Some songs you'll just kind of sit in this motif for a while.
Yep.
And that's just how it's going to go.
And this is good music, no doubt.
Sure, I'm not turning this song off.
Right. It's just I feel like I want more. Like the steak is not quite seasoned.
Yeah, it's also 5.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's just probably a minute change longer than it should be.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
Agreed.
And the listeners think that. I mean, it's a third of the listens as the first song falls down to actually one of the lower ones on the track here, just 5.5 mil.
Yeah.
But props, Questlove sounds great.
He does.
Which moves us over to the song "Oh Sailor."
Oh Sailor. This is drummer number 2.
Which is
Abe Laboriel Jr.
Hey.
Who is the son of Abe Laboriel.
There you
In
go.
case you couldn't tell by the junior.
Never would have known.
Yeah.
And I think this is who she takes on tour.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Great drummer. Great drummer.
Yeah. He plays with Paul McCartney currently, and Kenny Loggins are the two people that I know for sure.
He's dynamic and has this kind of like finesse and flow to him. And you can tell there's something shifts when he's on.
Yeah.
No disrespect to any other drummers. He just happens to have my ear.
Yeah. And he's the one who scared the crap out of me because he was a year ahead of me in college.
Oh, God.
And he played at the freshman convocation when I showed up. I'm like, oh, you're a sophomore? Will I be that good next year, or what are you doing here? I'm not sure. It was
Just
terrifying.
freakish.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean,
Berkeley kids.
well, his dad's a famous jazz bassist, and he was surrounded by
Yeah, pedigree had something to do with this, probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't get it without natural talent either, man.
For sure. But he was brought up pretty well because he was mentored by Jeff Porcaro, Chester Thompson. Like
Man, imagine that.
yeah, that's your drum teacher.
Kill me now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the song?
I like it actually. I like the arrangements on this. And this is there was retained, this is a Jon Brion arrangement and pretty much retained as is.
As it should have been.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a song about emotional distance using nautical metaphors.
Yep.
It's kind of clever. And in the chorus, there's this arpeggio in the background that reminds me a little bit of this arpeggiated part in The Climb by No Doubt.
Okay, I'll take it. Yep. That might be one of my favorite elements of the song. In fact, the orchestral arrangements in this song, some of the pizzicato lines that we're hearing, are most notably what I'm here for.
Right.
This song loses my interest. I am in the minority because this song got radio play. I think this is a lot of people liked it, but the numbers don't say that.
No.
It's kind of funny, this song. If you look at, how Spotify will like put like a video option on some of their songs. This is one of two alongside Not About Love, which is the other one. They got big radio play, and yet only has 6.7 million listens. And I get why. It's a slow burn.
It is.
She fails to capture me melodically.
Okay.
There's just not enough ideas floating around here for me to like really ever latch on. I was cool the first time through. Mm-hmm. I find the sailor thing a little gimmicky.
Sure.
I don't find it charming. I tend to be that way when it comes to most people's lyrics, though.
Sure.
I admit I'm probably in the minority here. However, they moved to a bridge part that was totally predictable.
Yeah.
For her style and did not excite my ear. Mm-hmm. She failed to do anything differently harmonically at that point. She didn't turn her intensity up. And so all I really had to latch on to for this song was a great drum part. Mm-hmm. Her band sounds fantastic, by the way. Her band across this album sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Any acoustic or human played instrument that is not processed by a VST or MIDI sounds awesome. Mm-hmm. And even the performances on some of the MIDI sounds I don't like are very good performances.
Right.
You can't down the musician. I can't down her. She's a very good musician.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested this early in the album at this song.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the arrangement and all that, but I'm a little bored.
Yeah. It's melodramatic and it's low energy and I don't attach to it. It's not a highlight for me. And I knew that this one from having heard it on like a college radio, like the fact that some people like really go to this, I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
When there's some other songs on this album I would much rather chase.
Yeah, just wait because it gets much better.
Yeah. Not pooping on it. It's a fine song. Does not capture my ear. And we have to be with the utmost scrutiny as we are looking at the top 500 albums, allegedly, of all time.
Correct.
Anything other?
No.
Great. Better Version of Me. Song number 4. A shouty. 2 minutes, 59 seconds.
Yeah, it's a basic little shuffle.
Yep. Love me a shuffle.
But for me, this piano sample that she uses, because you talked to you I almost keyed off this initially.
No, but I fed you, baby. Go for it.
So you were talking about some of the chord and harmonic gimmicks that she uses. That doesn't bother me at all. That's fine. The timbre of the piano patch that's being used on here is boring as hell.
Well, you can hear the digital
muddy
end to it.
Yeah.
It's annoying when you had the resources to mic up, some beautiful 52 Steinway or something like that.
She was at Abbey Road.
Yeah. This is clearly a keyboard patch, right?
Yes.
Or it's the worst clipping compression job I've ever heard on a good piano.
Right.
But it's distracting.
And I'm sure when this was coming out, it was like this, like you're going through the piano samples on your keyboard. I'm like, ooh, this one's pretty good. I like this one. Because it's a dark tone, which is which is appropriate for the music.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, look, this is still a very dissonant chord chart.
It is.
But the cool part about the shuffle and about the orchestration behind it, or the band behind it per se,
Yeah.
because this is a more just sounds like your band can come on stage and play this one.
Yeah.
It's light, it's airy. It's like a shuffle without the weight. A lot of shuffles swing. That's why you get them in blues and jazz, and there's this heavy factor. This one just feels more, I don't know, it moves.
Yeah. Abe knows what he's doing.
I'd say.
Yeah.
There's Abe again. Yeah, good.
I love her delivery during the verses. And actually, I get a little bit of Sheryl Crow in her delivery in the verses.
Oh, yeah, a little edge.
Yeah.
I love me some Cheryl.
Yeah.
I'd agree with all of that. To me, this is a more musically complex listen.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you look at those chord relationships, I'm sure they're not terribly far away from what we heard back in, like, Get 'Em Back.
Yeah.
But there's something about the way that this chart flows in her melody that I think is a more advanced listen. I don't think the song is for, like, baby ears. Like, I understand how people don't, like, actually want to sit down and, like, listen to crazy chords and hear how the bass plays off of them and how her melody plays off of them. I understand why this wouldn't hit with the casual listener. For me, it really hit. This is my, after Extraordinary Machine, this is like the one that like brought me back to life.
Yeah, I agree. And then there's a strange bridge
Oh yeah.
with what
Super
I say,
cool.
what I say is a very Berkeley drum part because of his ride pattern is all for the time, like all the cool kids were doing that sort of ride pattern.
I literally wrote, "This is music school kid music."
Yes, it is.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And you hear it.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. Like, so be it. Like, let your band write around you.
Yep.
That's trust.
Yep. And then there's a guitar soli, right? It sounds like Brian May a little bit. It's it's hidden in the background. It's not prominent, but it's.
That's a good point of reference for that one.
Yeah.
Because Brian May had such a angular approach to like how he'd like roll into solos.
Yeah.
Or soli.
And, right. Well, this guy, I call it soli because it's a harmonized solo.
Yeah.
And it has almost, like I said, a hint of Brian May seasoning in there.
I love the positioning of this song on the album.
Yeah.
I think right at 4, it's like just like that little bump that you need to like get right back into it.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful because she is a balladeer. Often.
Right.
And so where you throw your energy and your pockets around really will matter throughout the course of this album.
Right.
There's no concept here, but there's album crafting to some extent to keep the listener engaged.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah.
That's my theory.
Reasonable theory.
All right. Song number 5.
Wow, we're going kind of quick.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is it Timps?
Timps.
Yeah, which is then in parentheses, the Sick in the Head song.
So I have one complaint about I pretty much really like this song quite a bit, but the claps are too much.
You don't like them?
Oh, it's distracting. It's like overriding her vocals sometimes. It's just too loud.
Maybe a little hot, but I love the way I understand their purpose and I like how they're used.
Yes, it's like a bunch. It's because they're not really. It sounds like a combination between claps and breaking sticks.
Well, it's also like but it's reminiscent of like kind of like a boom clap type of like hip hop beat to some extent.
Yes,
and I think that's what they're leaning into. They may have just leaned a little far.
The problem is with that sort of boom clap hip hop beat. Typically, that's with a male vocalist, but the claps are hitting right in her sonic range.
Oh, there you go.
So we're having like frequency clashes.
I don't know that I caught that, but I heard, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, I mean, again, not on her. But this also features a marxophone.
What you call me?
So marxophone is a fretless zither.
I'm sorry. Do you need a bag?
All right. So basically, it's a stringed instrument with metal lead hammers. And if you
Sounds
ever
healthy.
if you ever heard the song, the Alabama Song by the Doors,
No.
Right? You ever hear about Anna Molly by Incubus? Mm-hmm. There we go.
Caught me in the middle of a sip, but yes, I know the sound now. Sick.
And so what it is they
Sounds like a dulcimer.
Yes.
Kind of, right?
Yep. And it's usually can only be in one key. Like typically it's in key of C.
The strings are what they are.
Yeah.
Like a dulcimer.
The song is tuned down a half step, but and they just basically they ricochet. So you can only get certain rhythms based on how you.
It's like a very stuck one trick analog synthesizer.
Yep.
Or
exactly.
yeah.
And
oscillator.
Because of the lead, people do usually coat them in like an epoxy to not because the lead comes off. And
do they need lead? Like, can we just switch this out with something else? Copper, aluminum.
I don't know. But if you know Alabama song, that's a good one. I got Whiskey on My Mind. That one.
Oh, okay, that's the tune.
Yeah.
I fail to hear the part in my head.
In Alabama.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah.
I know the Animal Eve like real well. Like
Yeah.
that one's burnt in my head.
Yeah.
This song is one of my favorite on the album.
Yeah.
I love this tune.
I feel like she's not vocally, but stylistically, she's channeling Tom Waits.
Yep, and she's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
I love her attitude. I love her once again as a storyteller. Mm-hmm. I think she's singing pretty damn good too. She has a hard time not singing well. That's the problem. Is like you're never gonna catch her slipping. It seems.
No.
Because I've watched, she's done tons of old live performance. You watch the old gritty video. She sounds perfect on a mic.
Yeah. No. Talent for days.
Yep. Though I don't think she has range.
No.
And that's please, Fiona, call me. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's too. Like she's not here to express octaves or try and like blow your mind with tricks. She's very comfortable telling her story in her key, the way she wants to tell it.
Yeah.
And this to me is so wildly authentic. It's a really great example. If you want to start by showing someone a piece of work of hers, I might suggest here.
Yeah. And this is not a song about a guy, right?
I know, right? It's this tune has flow and it has groove, which is so cool.
Yeah, it really does groove.
This song to me holds up today. Like I wouldn't be surprised to hear it on like college radio right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's to me I love Extraordinary Machine. I'm with you. This is the song for me on this half of the album.
Oh, I'll take this over Extraordinary Machine.
Yeah.
I think Extraordinary Machine's awesome in the sense that it's unique. It's such a great presentation, such a great opener. Its positioning 100% helps.
Yeah.
But it also stands on its own.
Yeah.
This tune right here might be, like, I'm surprised this wasn't the radio forward tune or like the way to like go push this album.
Yeah, I wonder if it came out a few years later, it might have been ahead of its time.
Sure, I mean, because you got to look. I mean, I wouldn't say Florence the Machine enters, quickly after this,
Right.
but you get into this vein of these female songwriters. I mean, where was Amy Winehouse 2005?
Right.
She was just hitting. Just Back in Black dropped 2006, I want to say.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Back
yeah.
in Black, yeah. So 6 or 7 is when that album's like really gaining ground.
Back from Black.
Back from Black.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back in Black is AC/DC.
thank you, yeah. But I remember listening to that album the summer after I graduated college, which was 2007, and being so blown away by the Amy album. But there's a deepness and a darkness that allowed her to kind of write in. I'd say this Fiona Apple album in 2005 is a very solid foundation, not for Amy per se, but for the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And then you look at things like Florence the Machine, which is a lot louder and bigger and more expressive. Yet again, it's as bold as this.
Yeah.
This is very bold. I find Tim's to be like the song I want to go to first.
Yep. Yes.
If I had to put one song on my Spotify liked list that would just go in my rotation off of this album, here it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely listen to this one. And this is number 3 or 4. This is number 3 as far as listens.
Yeah. 4-minute song, almost 8 million.
Yeah.
It's up there and up there for a good reason. People have figured out like, hey, this is the jam.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's something about her presentation where she's just a little less gloomy.
Yeah.
and I'll take it.
Yeah. Which is weird because this is definitely like your own like personal paranoia.
No, there's no question that the content's there, but her presentation, however, kind of can sell a different level.
Yeah.
Great song. If you're in for one song on the album, listen to the first song on the album because it's the title track. If you're in for 2, listen to this one next. And not because I think the first song's better. I think you'll get a fun ride off the first and want to listen to a second and come here.
Yeah. Until we get to the back half of the album.
Agreed.
Then we have some stuff.
Okay. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So this is the last song on side 1.
Indeed. It's called Parting Gift. This one has a little video thing included too.
Yeah.
Weird because it's it's the second least listened to song on the album. 3.5 minutes, so pop song length. This song, in my personal opinion, might be the best song on the actual album.
Well, thing 1, real piano.
Yes. And just her and a piano.
And tiny Fiona beating the crap out of this piano.
Man, this is so convincing.
Yeah.
This is one of one on the album. It's so incredible because it's so intimate. Mm-hmm. It's very much what she actually is.
Yeah.
If you go see her live, this is the human she is.
Yeah.
It's equal parts vulnerable and massive. Mm-hmm. The ability to just play and be very expressive while using a pretty narrow dynamic range. It's a masterclass.
Yeah.
Now, why is it so lowly listened to is beyond me. I think it's because it's a ballad, just her and a piano.
But it has a great hook. It ended bad, but I love what we started.
Ugh. Yeah, don't even start.
Yeah.
And the funny part about this song is she convinces you for all of the first verse that she is into this, only to trash it, and then go do it again second verse in a whole new way.
Yep.
Her analogy, I should have known better too, right? When you're going back into, she's comparing a guy to a dog.
Yeah. I mean, she's reclaiming like her power after a breakup, right?
Fantastic.
Yep.
And it's pretty clear that the breakup, she probably dictated the terms of.
Yeah.
You feel as a listener very weak against her. I don't care.
She scares the crap out of me. Yeah.
Yeah. About a minute and a half into this song.
Yeah.
It's just such a fantastic piece of art in that sense.
Yep.
Don't be fooled by the chick singing with the piano. It's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And the playing's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just something so much better when, the artist plays the instrument and they sing to that. This is just great, man.
Yep. A fantastic parting gift for what would likely be the end of side 1.
Yeah, if you're in a side 1, side 2, this is the way to go out.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, if you were to look at the A side of this record, it's a pretty freaking good A side. Mm-hmm. It really a lot of variety. You could walk out of the A side with the first 6 songs as an EP and feel pretty fulfilled. You know who this artist is.
Yeah.
You got some great work in there. I mean, one of the tunes didn't quite strike me, but I'm really positive. I'm like B+ing on the way out of this thing.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No.
Well, let's grab a quick break.
All right, let's do that.
This week in music.
This is your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week ending April 25th, 2026. Phil Collins is clearing out his closet for charity. Julian's Auctions has announced the Phil Collins Archive, a landmark sale scheduled for November 19th in London to benefit the 50th anniversary of the King's Trust. The collection, curated by Collins and his former wife Jill, spans his mostly commercial dominant era from 1980 to 1995. High-value lots include the shirt and khaki trousers Collins wore during his Live Aid performance in 1985, estimated to bring up to $60,000. Also on the block, the pinstripe suit from his Miami Vice appearance, a signed snare drum used throughout the 70s and 80s, and handwritten working lyrics for the Genesis hit That's All. Collins is a 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee and has served as an ambassador for the Trust for nearly 4 decades. Cyndi Lauper interrupted her performance at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas this past weekend to deal with an obnoxious heckler in the audience. During a break between songs, Lauper took aim at the heckler, responding to a shouted comment with a direct confrontation. The singer, referencing her roots, told the attendee, "Don't come for me, I'm from Brooklyn," before issuing a profanity-laden warning to remain silent for the duration of the set. The exchange was captured on video by several concert-goers and has since circulated online. Despite the disruption, Lauper resumed her show without further incident by performing Sally's Pigeons, a 1993 song about a childhood friend of hers who died as a result of a back alley abortion. Roger Waters has announced a new 14-hour, one-man spoken word residency titled The Pros and Cons of You Being an Idiot. The tour will feature Waters standing alone at a podium to perform a line-by-line forensic breakdown of his entire discography. Representatives for Waters confirmed that the show contains no musical performances, as Waters has grown tired of fans distracting themselves with melodies instead of internalizing his sophisticated metaphors. The production reportedly includes a mandatory 6-hour orientation on post-war British economics and includes a section where Waters points at individual audience members until they admit they didn't actually understand the pig imagery in 1977. According to a press release, the 14-hour runtime is non-negotiable, and anyone attempting to leave before the final lecture on the failures of late-stage capitalism will be barred from ever buying another reissue of The Wall. Waters is said to be cautiously optimistic that this format will finally bridge the intellectual gap between himself and people who just want to hear the solo from Comfortably Numb. That has been your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week ending April 25th, 2026. And don't forget to salt your melons.
Yo, you ever wonder why they call a butt a fanny?
Yes, I do. Do you know why?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't.
Darn.
But I guess potentially when you break wind, you do move air and fans move air.
Okay, so why the diminutive Y or IE if you're gonna be weird about it?
I don't know. It's diminutive. It's sort of productizing it. Like, oh, you have a fan, I have a fanny.
So yes, I fan out of my fanny.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Well, done.
I think problem solved.
Wikipedia, here we come. You're so smart.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We're exploring Fiona Apple's 2005 release, the album Extraordinary Machine. We've already looked at the first 6 songs. This is song number 7, and it is called Window.
Yeah, the song is a metaphor. To
Is it
explore
ever?
perspective and emotional barriers.
There you go. I see this as the original Before He Cheats,
It could be.
but she didn't wreck their faces. So
Right.
we had to break the window.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
You could double this thing.
Yeah. I really enjoy the soundscape in this one.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. And the production, because we just got done with a solo piano song and with a good sounding piano. We're back to the old piano sample on this one, but it's buried. It's not as prominent. So the other stuff gets to stand out more.
And the other stuff, by the way, are fantastic drumming and bass performance,
Yep.
which are the most notable to me, at least.
Yeah.
It's nice. She's one of those artists that really trusts her band and like lets her studio speak. There's a lot of character, a lot of upfront stuff. There's a lot of active drumming. They're not just phoning in a pocket here.
Yep.
And I think it is catchy and it kind of moves the song along.
Yeah.
She also finally gets a little more oomph in her presentation.
Yeah.
When she's singing about the window in the choruses, she finally gets a little dirt on the voice.
Yeah. And also this is more, you'll get more of that sort of tremolo vibrato, the Grace Slick stuff I was talking about in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, expressive to say the least.
Yeah. And then also another sprinkling of Sheryl Crow during the verse.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just mostly in timbre.
Yeah, agreed.
Because they have very different timbres in general, but every once in a while, Fiona will just like lay into this thing that is a little bit, I guess, I'm going to say flat, not that Sheryl Crow sings flat, but timbrely, she has a flatter timbre, and I feel like Fiona's a little bit rounder.
Sure, yeah. Fiona likes to start words and kind of roll them off to the end. Cheryl tells it more conversational in a way.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like when you have something a little more upbeat and a little more brash, Fiona has the skill set and the ability to change that timbre. Also, it helps when it's a scotch higher.
Yep. Yeah.
Think about what you would do to try and milk a word out if it's real low. Think Johnny Cash.
Yep.
You actually have to think about a word shapes.
Yeah.
When you're moving through it a little quicker, it becomes a little more conversational, I'd like to think.
Yeah. And this is pretty lyrically dense. She has a lot of content to get through.
My God, does she ever. It's my only complaint of the song is it's a full journal entry. And she revisits that theme several times over. We got the point.
Yeah.
It's not a short song. 5.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done it in 4.5.
Probably. They would have picked up the tempo because she's got a lot of words.
Tons.
Especially, just a lot of words.
Well, she revisits that chorus 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just some thoughts. Still, it also fits that kind of like show tuney, Broadway type of feel we've been talking about the whole time.
Yep.
A lot of these songs just seem a little theatrical.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me, but last episode, when you asked me what we were listening to, I said we're going to listen to show tunes.
Yeah. I'd say some of that is projected by the orchestral stuff. Mm-hmm. Some of it's definitely projected by her storytelling.
Yep.
Really not leaving any corner dark. You know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She's not, even though the song is metaphorical, she's not even leaving that much to you having to guess.
Yeah. I mean, the chorus, right? So I had to break the window. It just had to be better to break the window than him or me.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I get. That's fine. That's a good
Sounds
chorus.
like a threat, bro.
Yeah.
I know she has her whole turn at the end.
Yeah.
It's too clear. I see dead people.
Yeah.
So if you're into it, great. By now, I'm kind of like, all right, 5.5 minutes in, let's cut back a little bit. I'd like to enjoy. The band's keeping up with her. The song sounds great. Mm-hmm. Is it a topper on the album for me? No.
And my production note, I said I like the soundscape, but then when we get to the end, there's a maybe guitar, maybe a synth solo. Can't tell. It sounds interesting, but at this point, the drums and piano are fighting for the loudest space.
It's crazy. It's like everybody can get dynamic louder except for her.
Right. And the drums are fantastic, but I'm missing out on what sounds like might be really cool in the background.
I'd love to hear this album performed live in its entirety.
Yeah.
Where we get a lot more dynamic play.
Yeah.
The whole thing just feels a little flattened.
Mm-hmm. And that was our complaint with Bonnie Raitt too.
Yeah, agreed entirely.
Yeah.
It's not a reflection on Fiona per se. It's just how we're reading.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Next song.
That's right. Just over 8 million listens. Pretty popular.
Yeah.
3 minutes 40 seconds too. So it falls right in that pop basket.
Yeah. I like this one.
I do like this one. It starts out a little slow for me and kind of playing through the same trope we've heard 2 or 3 times.
You're talking about the flat 5?
Of course. And a little brooding, a little disengaging. She's not doing anything very vocally interesting for the first minute and a half or so. Mm-hmm. But then it finally shifts gear.
Right.
I feel like I've been looking for this a lot, this album, and a lot of her pieces. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what.
She gets raw.
Oh, man. It gets expressive. She has this big vocal break.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm really into it. I'm really convinced. So here you have something that looks like, a positive trending chart.
Yeah.
And I'm in it for that.
Yeah. And I feel like, so a couple things in here. Knit is the piano patch is back in full force.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the kick drum is this very deep, loose kick. Mm-hmm. And now because of that deep piano patch, they're fighting for sonic space. It feels like the producer didn't pay attention to those frequencies.
Well, that's the problem with a lot of these digital instruments. Attack and decays.
Yeah.
And, so attack would be the first part of it.
Yep.
Decay would be how it ends. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're going to hear a lot of your digital artifacts or things that don't feel natural.
Right.
When you have this big effing great sounding natural kick drum, all it does is create space against things that are a little more jarring.
Right.
And so, because that drum has such nice attack, and because they definitely have some room mics in that room, you actually hear what's, like a pre-delay, as they call it.
Yeah.
You can hear it almost grow as the beater hits it and then diminish.
Right.
And so when you put these like real chopped digital signals, and guys, in 2026, our virtual instruments, our MIDI stuff, our patches smoke even what we had 3 years ago, let alone 21 years ago.
Right.
And so just that's a little bit of the ear bug for me.
Yeah. And I do know one of the tricks that they did, which is a common trick in production, is they like for the kick drum, for the drums in general, they only put reverb on the room mics.
Yep.
And which is a pretty common trick to do. You'd think, why would I do that? Because the room mics already have built-in reverb, but that's actually kind of why you do it. And they can keep the attack nice and crisp.
You can emphasize saturation. It becomes its own reverb bus effectively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And you better bet, I mean, the access to studio and drummers they had, I mean, there's minimum 2 mics, probably 3, just on the kick drum alone.
Yeah. And this song has an example of tone painting.
Say more.
I figured we haven't talked about tone painting at all. And this isn't really tone painting as much as rhythmic painting, but there's this lyric about my peace and quiet. And then you have a big rest.
Yep.
Right. And so the idea is that the music is mimicking or playing along with the lyrical content.
The content, yeah.
So one term for that is tone painting.
She's done it 2 or 3 times on this album.
She has.
Or she has one here, and I think she definitely does one later.
Yeah, I just don't think we ever used that term on this podcast. So.
Fantastic. I love getting it out here.
There we go.
Overall, I find this song kind of out of balance, but once you get to the last minute and 20 seconds of it,
right,
I would listen to it again. It's like the slow burn beginning is worth this kind of like build to the end.
Yeah.
Enjoyable tune. And you got to think on the back half of the album now, if you look at the way that they filled space and the song flow of the first half of the album, we can almost try and look for a mirror now. Something where it's like, okay, how does each song separate itself from the next?
Yeah.
Great job. Window into this. Nice flow.
It is good.
All right.
Then we move on.
Please.
And I don't understand something here because there's 8 million on Oh Well.
Yep.
Which is fine. We just said it's a good song.
Great song.
But Please, Please, Please.
Slammer.
Objectively better.
Yeah.
Fight me on it. Like
I'd take it over.
Yeah.
I'd take it over well.
This is not the James Brown song. This is her own song.
Or Sabrina Carpenter.
Or Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. Really underserved. It just is. It's almost at 6 million.
Right.
5,984,000.
So I'm guessing it has to do with 2 things.
Okay.
Bizarre chord chart.
Of course.
Bizarre melody.
Yes. I love this melody.
Me too.
This one comes out of left field.
Yeah.
And it's quirky and just has it's so much new sound.
Yeah. It's what's so funny about this is like she knows her chord charts. This is not just doing some flat 5 stuff. Like
it's doing flat 13 stuff.
yeah.
It's got the Hendrix chord, man.
Oh, that's sharp 9. That's
sharp 9. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. So you have an intro. You're in the key of G. Actually, grab a guitar.
Okay.
You got one?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have any guitarists in this room?
At least 2.
Okay.
Let's see if it's a 2. Okay, good enough for
Yeah.
media.
So it does this. It's technically it's G to G diminished,
Okay.
but it's a ba ba ba, right?
Okay.
Yep. So it's G D diminished, C G diminished.
And then back down to the
Right, but that's what the voicings because it's really just a couple of licks.
Yep.
It's basically these double stops that are going on there. So you have that, and you're all doing fine, and then the verse comes in with please, please, please. You're hitting an A minor. Please, please, please.
Okay.
All right, and she repeats that, and then we're realizing that A minor is actually the 2 chord because you're going G to C, G to C.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. You're just doing that. And then you have this pre-chorus.
Yes, this is
where things go off the
I'm afraid of what
rails.
you're about to throw at me.
So you're doing basically G, C, G, C.
Yep.
That's all fine. Then you do B flat,
Okay.
B minor,
Okay.
C sharp minor 7 flat 5.
Oh, kill me in the D. That'd be
Yep. And then F sharp.
okay. Just straight up.
Yep. And then we go to the chorus, which is E flat to D.
Okay. That's a
Yep,
nice little.
yep. That's where that melody gets weird.
That's her move.
Yeah.
She loves that.
Yep. And then you go back, then just since you're doing the E flat, D, that's going back and forth. And then that D is the dominant of G. You go back to G to C.
Okay.
And then give me some E7 sharp 9 Hendrix chords.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
E7 sharp 9?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I will say, though, the chord chart that they use,
Yeah.
it's a lot of, like, hairy chords,
Yes.
right? I feel like the band is so tamped down.
Yeah.
They play it so casually, it loses its edge. Like, you don't really get that sharp 9, 7 sharp 9 chord.
It's on a clean guitar.
It's
too.
very like crosstown traffic chord type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It just doesn't hit the same when it's not like just gussied up with like, a tube screamer or something.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I don't know, it feels a little over orchestrated in that sense.
Yeah. And I just think it's weird because she just throws in like these bizarre pivot chords that just happen. It's like, okay.
For the sake of.
Right. G, C, G, C, G, C, E7 sharp 9, because we're going back to the verse, which is A minor. So the E7 does go to the A minor.
Some dork over there is penciling all this stuff down. They got it.
Right.
But man,
Yeah. It's weird, especially when we're doing that.
this is where Epic Records is allowed to be like, yo, we're supposed to try and get this on the radio.
Right. But the melody over the E flat to D, that's that very angular.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is real risky over the half step.
Yeah.
So really cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, musician.
I appreciate it because now we go from anything else on Please, Please, Please?
No.
Yeah. So this is where I'm like, we talked about some really positive stuff on the first side. I think from here to the end is nothing but bangers for me.
Yes.
Because and I'll tell you why I say that, and then you can fight me on it. So the reason I say that is that I have the most diversity song by song by song coming in a row.
Heard. It lacks energy, though. That's the kicker.
The whole album lacks energy.
Well, yeah. And so where I'm desperately looking for it, and we found it in like Get Him Back, and you could get a little bit of Noel
Yep.
and
You got
Temps.
Temps.
Yeah. The end of it will definitely be a ride down the hill. I will say Red, Red, Red might be one of the most compelling songs on the entire album.
Yeah, that is the next song.
Yes. So we go from Please, Please, Please to Red, Red, Red.
Yes.
Awesome. And if you've already heard her thoughts on Red, it was actually Rust. But different song. Red, Red, Red. I don't call it a ballad.
Well, what you have is you start off with this chorale writing.
Yep.
Choral. Yeah, not chorale. With Sigur Rós soundscape.
Fair.
Right?
I dig it.
This is Seffi and Svefshi and Galar which is from the Vanilla Sky soundtrack, their most popular song. There's so much. It's not bowed guitar, but
May as well be.
It may as well be. And it sets this the most unique sounding thing on this album, or most out of place.
No, I like
not
you.
in a bad way. Yeah.
Place is a weird thing to talk about on this album.
Yeah.
This album doesn't have a place.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I think it's such a cool listen.
Yeah.
With that said, it's the widest soundscape.
Yeah.
Especially when you listen through a respectable pair of monitors that have a subwoofer built into them or something like that. You can really hear they're using like sub bass patch stuff. They're using really high frequency kind of drone stuff that you hear in Tom Misch songs. Like just really a wide soundscape and is so sticker in the middle of it. It's a new place for us in this album.
Yeah, and she sounds fantastic as she's going through this. With all the stuff going on, we've talked about, sonic collisions. I don't get a lot of those on this. I feel like it's really well mixed and balanced, and she's able just to do what she needs to do to support this song.
It might be the best mixed song on the album.
Yeah.
Honestly. And this one, though she isn't putting on the most dynamic performance, for some reason feels so dynamic because I think we have such constant drones in the high and low frequency.
Yeah.
That every movement you just feel a little more sensitive to in that middle realm.
Yep. And the other thing that's also interesting is partway through you get cellos that are coming in.
Perfect choice for this song.
And so you have all this like synthy stuff going on, and then to have a real instrument sort of come in. I think they're real cellos. I don't think
they sound real to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's a VST. Just works so well with all these layered synths. And you talk about how she's chill here. So there's two things. I mentioned in the break that there's bits of the soundscape that remind me of the song Running to Stand Still by U2 off the Joshua Tree album. And I think it's two things now that because of something that you just said triggered something else, is that song is so like one note in energy. I mean, it does build up. There's a drum part. It does crescendo, but on the Joshua Tree album, it does not build up anywhere near as much as it does when you like see them live. They're like, oh, let's open this up more.
The opportunity
to
they go there.
Yeah, and so if you ever watched Rattle and Hum, it's on that, and the version on that is like goosebumps to me, like as far as when they open up in that song, but even on the studio version, I enjoy the studio version because it's kind of one note, in its dynamic range, which has been a complaint for the rest of this. But I think because the other soundscape is so interesting, it's not bothering me that she's not expressing herself stronger.
I think there's something to be said about something that has a drone to it by nature. Yeah. And, like there's a reason like hymns are effective, right? Yeah. There's a reason the bagpipe exists. Yeah. Right? Like,
and what is that?
to fuck your neighbors up, man. Yeah. No, there's something there. Let's go back. Like the hymn, I think is actually the better way to look at it. It's kind of like the idea of just having like this constant and being able to move around it and then resolve and move away and resolve. Yeah. Not that that's actually what's going on here, but for some reason it has the same stature.
Yeah, because you have a pulse. You still have Abe playing the drums, sounding great.
This is like his assignment, man.
Yeah. He's doing great with this one. This might be actually my favorite song on the album.
I'll put it in my top
12.
3. I think I'm gonna put it number 3 in my top 3.
Wow. All right.
So yeah. I think it's earned it. It's just it's stunning. Maybe 4. I really, really like Parting Gift. I really like Parting Gift.
Yeah, it's tough.
And that's good. I'd love to sit here and dice up which ones like I'd want to send up to space type thing.
Yeah.
This one's just a fantastic song.
Yep.
I don't know that it's the one that you try and reel someone in on though.
No.
Right.
It's not. And you can see it's at least listened to actually
on the entire album, which once again, horribly offensive. These listeners are ass backwards.
Yeah.
But I think this is a great song. And I would agree with you on your statement that, Please, Please, Please on out. Mm-hmm. You end up with some really effective songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, the next one, Not About Love.
It's a banger. This one's at 10 million.
Yeah, second most listened, almost 11. Yeah. Second most listened on the album. And our boy Questlove on the drums again.
That's right. And you can tell.
Notably, he's so good.
He is.
I mean, like, you have drummers have style. Mm-hmm. You can hear drummers from a mile away type thing. His is just so distinct. And I feel like he's an easy one to pigeonhole.
Yeah.
Especially if you've listened to his catalog that he's known for. I'd say he's doing a really great job on an album that you wouldn't guess he'd be featured on.
Yeah, so if you want to try to pick this out, if you've never done this, Questlove is on songs number 2, and here song number 11.
Yep.
All the other songs, except for the last one, that have drums on them, are Abe Laboriel Jr. And then the next song is a different drummer that we'll talk about in a second. And just see if you can tell, like, because not everyone just like listens to that, and because there's a few things happening. There's timbre changes that we talked about, a big kick drum and a loose snare drum. So the
Big
drummers,
washy cymbals,
yeah. So the drummers are changing their instruments too. So their timbre is changing. But to me, I can clearly hear the difference between drummers.
Yeah. And Questlove has an approach that's very different.
Yeah.
He's a master at playing behind a beat if he wants to. He actually attacks beats harder than I think most do.
Yeah.
And which sounds like I'm saying two whole different things. You can attack a beat and still be behind.
Yeah. And this is basically a 3/4 waltz.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, let's talk about the next one soon. But
Well, it becomes important. Yeah.
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 But the drums in this tune take it for me. It's the first thing I mentioned. And then the second thing I mentioned, unfortunately, is you get these really great drums against just very digital piano again.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. Now,
blower.
The music video, do you remember the music video for
Nope,
this?
not even a little.
Features Zach Galifianakis lip syncing the lyrics before anyone really knew who he was.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that even happen? I'd like to know the backstory on that one.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
Zachy G.
Before Between Two Ferns.
Between Two Ferns. Will say, I think that outside of the production notes that are both positive and negative between great drums and, not my favorite MIDI sounds.
Yeah.
This is a great tune to kind of put you back into a place that feels like it has a little more energy after Red, Red, Red.
Yeah.
Even though it's in a time signature you wouldn't expect to be energy inducing.
Yeah. She's crushing it on this song.
Yeah. It's almost like if she performed the album live, she finally knows she's going to get through it and is now blowing more air.
Yeah. I said, to me, this is the most Fiona song that I was expecting.
Good. That's a nice piece of feedback.
Yeah. Like from what I knew of her before, because I knew some of these songs, but I hadn't really listened to this album before.
This song I recognized when it came on. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was on this album, but I guess wasn't? She had that song Fast As You Can. Mm-hmm. I swore this song was on that album.
No, it's not.
It is not.
We're almost done with this album.
Yeah, I know, right? I was waiting for it, it just never showed up.
Yeah, even still not there.
No, and it won't be.
Okay.
Because it's not on this album. But I remember getting all the way through it and being like, where the hell is Fast As You Can?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it has that piano part. Dung, 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 dung.
Yep.
And it's geared towards the exact band.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Either Quest or Abe could drum this. It'd be awesome.
Right.
But it wasn't on this album.
Yeah.
That's one of those the Mandela effect things. I was like, I would have put money down that was the banger on this album. No.
It is not.
And then the very appropriately named 12th song of the album.
Waltz.
In parentheses, Better Than Fine.
This is a perfect closer.
Yes, indeed. Just like she had the perfect opener.
Yeah. And it was intentional because this also has a lot more of that Abbey Road live sound to it. So it really bookends nicely if you loop the album sonically. It's cohesive.
Yep.
And so that wasn't the initial plan, but as they were listening to the songs in context, Fiona's like, that has to be the last one.
Yeah, we got to push this here.
Yeah.
And also, if you really look at, once again, album craft, I don't know where else you put it. You could have put it in Parting Gift's place and ended the album with Parting Gift, but then you wouldn't have that circle.
Yeah, and this is a much more optimistic song, right? So she starts off fairly optimistic, I'm an extraordinary machine, and hey, I'm better than fine, right? So message-wise,
it's good.
Yeah,
you kind of got the bookends, and then you got to dive in.
Yeah,
and to have Parting Gift and Window in the center, is perfect.
Yeah,
because Parting Gift is so insanely brash, and it's the only song of its kind on the album.
Yeah,
and Window being what it is, and also quite a bold statement, not that hard to read through.
Right.
With some great musicianship.
Yeah. Now on drums, we have our third drummer, Jim Keltner, who has played with a lot of people, but something that we both have in common. We're big Steely Dan fans.
Yeah, we are.
So he played drums on the song Josie off of the album Asia by Steely Dan, which is known also, if you ever watch the making of Asia.
Great DVD.
Yes. There's an overdubbed 16th note pattern that he plays on a trash can lid in that song.
So good.
Yeah.
During the boom, dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
So cool.
Yeah. And so what's
Would
really
later influence Breaking the Girl?
Potentially. Potentially. And have you ever watched the making of Blood Sugar Sex Magic?
Of course.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Nothing like watching John Frusciante walk around with a walking cane, a bathrobe, and a porno mag.
Yeah, well, they were into some stuff back then.
Yeah, they were.
This is a true waltz, and
It's a Joe Walsh.
it's a Joe Walsh, yeah. And I don't know. Also, the orchestration in this one too, clarinets like take the cake for me.
Well,
on this
that's what you get here.
Yeah.
Is they may have gutted the orchestra for most of the album.
one. Yeah.
They left the ends open-er.
Yeah, the orchestral writing in this is superb. It's fantastic. Clarinets need to be featured in more music.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wolfpack.
Yeah.
It's almost only klezmer, but
Yeah.
still, thanks, Wolfpack.
Yeah.
We love you. Well,
Indeed.
look, dozen songs, 50 minutes, junior release, I guess we would call it.
Yeah.
Freshman, sophomore, junior.
Yeah.
Lots of attitude, lots of creativity. Does it make the cut? Does it make it onto the 500 greatest albums of all time list for you, Daniel? By the way, I recognize I ask the question often and put you in that position. I promise we can switch eventually.
That's all right. I have a question for you too. I'm really stuck on this one. I enjoyed this album quite a bit. As many notes as I've given it, I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to this. Everything we said, I love the back half. I love, from Please, Please, Please all the way to the end. That's a no skips. I'm all in at this point. There are some dull moments on this, comparatively. But yeah, there's some dull moments. I'll just say there's dull moments on it.
That's fair.
No bad moments. Just
There's not a single bad moment.
so the question
Is that enough to make the cut, though?
Right. The question is, did this have enough influence then on other people, and other artists? Where, like, how many people are saying, "Oh, Fiona Apple, that's my girl," right? I think I've mentioned her before. There's a young artist out now, Sophia Isella, right?
We've spoken about her.
And I feel like she might be mainlining a little bit of Fiona there. So good for that. And she is influential. But 500 greatest of all time? I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. I can back up some of that rationale. I don't think that this opened doors, and I don't think it was revolutionary.
Right.
So you can take those factors out. And then I don't know that it was such a sonic victory either.
Right.
She personally didn't, knock me over. Because it's pretty word dense. And I don't know that she took a ton of vocal risk to show me growth. Right?
Sure.
So I'm having a hard time finding the factors. I really like this album. I'll buy it. I'll play it. If I'm making my 500 list, nah. She'd make my 1,000 list. This one in particular.
For sure.
I think it's a very interesting album. It's just it's not more interesting than some other stuff I think I could put here.
Right. And so my question is, because this album was certified platinum, so 1 million copies sold US, which is great.
Which is kind of weird looking at these numbers,
Yeah. And Tidal, her debut album, is 3 times platinum.
Yeah.
So then the question is that album on the list? Do we get 2 Fionas? Or is this like a Bonnie Raitt thing?
That would worry me.
Which
I see how people could watch old Fiona and be like, look at her growth, and then show this one off, and that's her only stand.
Right.
I personally, if we were sitting here talking about title, I don't know that album very well. I'd probably give it the yes because you get the Fiona is the character message there.
Yeah.
And you honestly get the thing that put her on the board.
Yeah.
I don't know that a follow-up is going to earn, especially after the second one is pretty much unknown.
Yeah.
I don't know that the follow-up gets that on the accreditation and with all of our liner notes.
Yeah.
That's just me. There's no hate against Fiona Apple. I find her delightful. I will always root for her.
Yep.
I've paid money more than once to see her live.
I'm a fan.
Yes.
Cool. Question.
Yes.
What is in your ears?
So, we recently reviewed the album. We're always running a few ahead.
Yep.
So we recently reviewed and recorded Yes's album, Close to the Edge. It's so funny the music that pops up after that album finishes.
Yeah.
And it starts to play through the algorithm.
Sure.
It was some stuff I expected, some stuff I didn't expect. So like, it would kick me over to Genesis, expected that.
Yep.
It would kick me over to Rush, I expected that. It kicked me over to Steely Dan. Not necessarily expecting that, but cool.
Sure.
No problem. We've already said we love them.
Yep.
Always happy to listen to Steely Dan. But I'm driving out to a gig in Northern Virginia, and I've still got my Yes, post playlist on because I'm tired of listening to Close to the Edge because it's a chewy listen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. And Jean-Luc Ponty
Okay.
starts hitting my ears, and I look over. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It is so rippingly good. And I'm like, my parents had these albums as a kid. I couldn't tell you the songs. None of them really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
But I start just digging through the Jean-Luc Ponty?
Yeah.
Jean-Luc Ponty.
No sprachen Sie Français.
Yeah. Songs like Enigmatic Ocean Part 3 and stuff. And what you're hearing here is absolute Shreddy Krueger level violin playing, saturating effects just like he's Van Halen.
Yeah.
And you're hearing what could very well be Van Halen, probably not with him.
Right.
Some silly musicians, some killer bass and guitar playing going around. And it's like prog rock meets like the highest level of shreddy jazz.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm hearing like, oh my God, Mark Lettieri, like all Snarky Puppy stole this crap. Like it's like really, really, really kick-ass, exciting, just music for the music lovers stuff.
Yeah.
I was melted.
Yeah.
I always thought it would be like dorky or something. It wasn't, Dan. Kick-ass music.
Yeah.
My
Nice.
favorite song is Egocentric Molecules.
Ooh, nice.
Nice tune. Check it out sometime.
That's funny. There's somebody, the molecule came up at work today, and I'm not a scientist. There's an individual at my work, and I'm saying this because I do have some people who work, that I work with who listen to this podcast. And someone said, the person's the biggest suck up, this person I'm talking about, who does not listen. And someone said of him, he has a molecular need to kiss ass.
That's a fantastic dig.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, what's in your ears, bud?
So, shifting the other direction here, I've been listening to some oldies here. I'm listening to an album that was released in 1968. It's an album called And His Mother Called Him Bill. And it is a studio album by Duke Ellington, recorded in the wake of the death of his longtime collaborator, Billy Strayhorn.
Oh, okay.
So they worked together, did a ton of music together.
Billy Strayhorn as a composer is like top notch.
And I'm not even sure what got me thinking to go listen to it. Just out of the blue, I'm like, I want to go listen to that album again. I have it.
Daddy needs some jazz.
And so if you don't know Duke Ellington, it's definitely jazz's big band, but it has like song like Daydream as a song, as it's like beautiful. I don't know if you know that song off the top of your head, but it has this beautiful like legato sax part where I don't know how many pitches he's like bending Beautiful, slow song. I don't even know how the band is staying in time. Such a banger song. Fantastic. It's just, I don't know, was it 12 songs? Yeah, 12 songs. I just pulled it up here. About an hour long. Fantastic listen. You can put it on in the background if you want. It has some upbeat stuff too. But just such a beautiful piece of music and a great tribute to that partnership. Such a great recording. Highly recommend In His Brother Call Him Bill.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give that a listen tomorrow.
Yeah. We might listen to just for a little bit, listen to a little bit of Daydream.
I'd be happy to do that to refresh the ears before our next endeavor.
Yeah.
Speaking of next endeavors, what we got coming up?
Oh, are you familiar with this guy by the name of Davy Jones?
Davy Jones? No.
Wasn't he the singer of the Monkees or something like that?
I think he was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, he was. No, actually, so Davy Jones, otherwise known as
Famous
David
pirate.
Bowie.
Oh, David Bowie, that guy.
Yes, we're listening to Scary Monsters and Super Creeps.
Great. Labyrinth Dick Pants.
Yes, that's his 1980 release, a transition album, we will say.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll chew on some Bowie.
Okay.
Looking
Enjoy
forward
that.
to trying.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a real pleasure speaking with y'all as always. Please do come join the community if you haven't already. You can catch us on our Patreon.
Yeah, Backwards Beat Podcast. It's there. It's free for all, free for none.
Get in now because the upcoming, I mean, we're running out of episodes on this season. That's where we're going to really have a good time with some of our side content that we're going to come up with.
Yep.
Always, if you have questions, comments, you want to be a guest on the show, you want to talk about this with us, catch us on the email.
BackwardsBeatsPodcast@gmail.com.
Or, just be a nice, perfect American and catch us on Insta.
At Backwards Beats Podcast.
I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
Catch you next week.
That was a show about Fiona Apple's album Extraordinary Machine. Is there a chord chart that she cannot sing over?
Nope.
Backwards Beats Podcast is a Tune-to-Win production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.